This is your daily market recap for Monday, November 28th, 2022. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. Hopefully you're having a great day. It is Monday, November 28th, 2022. Did a really good live chat this morning about oil and a few other things. Hopefully you had a chance to check that out. Overall, not surprised by today's action. Nice little pullback. Hit some pretty much spot-on fib spots. You had some reasoning being maybe the rail strikes, maybe Apple cutting Twitter getting frustrated. I don't know. Not surprising. Just keep in mind, profit taking after a nice up week. I say this and I say it over and over and over and over again. The market is not going to peak until sentiment peaks. And at this point, you're not peaking with bears being pretty aggressive. If you look at some of the sentiment numbers that I follow and people that I followed at polling, the bears actually picked up going into the weekend, going into this week. They're all expecting such. We all know first and last 3 business days of the month, it's going to be potentially choppy up and down, profit taking, but then also markup. Big data on Thursday, expecting GDP for the third quarter to be what? Wednesday, 2.7%. So the economy's not falling off a cliff technically, as we talk about always. Every time you see money going to the Ukraine, that's going to help GDP. You see money being spent by the government going to help GDP. You see all of these direct initiatives that are not going through Congress, spending wise. Just be aware. Anyway, again, I appreciate it. If you're newer to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Also, hit the notification bell. Doing the live chats, pretty awesome to get live feedback or get people involved in feedback. It's amazing stuff. If you're new, also check out the Twitter page. And if you're not, I can't believe people still are not following me on Twitter. I'm just mind boggled. I'm literally posting everything I'm seeing market wise, trade wise, setup wise. People complain, oh, I didn't see that. And I'm like, where were you? I mean, if you're not in the room and you're not on Twitter, I don't know. Also, let me get to the educational trading videos. Again, this channel is not necessarily built for beginners, but if you are a newer, tons of stuff to read and check out. My personal favorite for the week is going to be what? The first and last 3 trading days of the month video. If you don't know what that is and why it matters, please check it out. It's right there. Let's get into it. Bitcoin. Yawner. Nothing much to say. Expecting what? Whole lot of nothing out of it. Said it's going sideways. Nothing. It's got a price correction. Now it's time correcting. I personally believe that whatever's going to happen, it's rather to be late than to try to get into this stuff early. It could go nowhere. Oil. You're welcome. Talked about the 74, 76, whatever. I mean, mid-70s. Said mid-70s. What was the low of the day? 74, change, 73, whatever. Talked about bear trap. Talked about it on Twitter if you followed. Whatever. You can go look for yourself. This area matters. People are like, why? I just tell them go all the way back to the mid-2000s. Decades of importance here. Decade plus. This area matters. And not surprised. Did a whole segment on why I think it's going to 100 at worst coming up. Please check out my video. Or the live chat. It's basically focused on that. And the reason why is because everybody is bearish. Everybody. Problem is that supply-demand dynamics are not pushing for bearishness. And ultimately, the price caps in Europe, not happening. Most of these countries, as you saw the headlines today, not interested in getting involved because they would like to have some oil. They'd like to have some. Keep that in mind. Russia doesn't have to play ball. They don't give a crap. Ukraine trying to join NATO, that's not going to help them out. China instability, BRICS helping each other out. Saudi Arabia, yeah, good luck. Nat gas, talked about holding up well. Pulls back, close at the high of the day. Things that aren't necessarily bearish for the commodity sector. Remember, what have I said ultimately? Commodities are the key to the next Fed rate hikes. At this point, they're going to do what they're going to do. If you want to see more rate hikes in the market to flop like a fish, to get smoked like a brisket, then you need to see what? Inflation kick up. You need to see interest rates rise. At this point, not so much. Dollar said it's kind of stuck here. Seems to be double bottoming near term. We've seen this before, which looks like a double bottom, lead to lower prices. I still think you're going to get down into the 28s. At some point, low 28s. When, if, then, no. It's just a matter of probably time. Whatever. TLT, speaking of rates. You're at some fibs near term. I'm not surprised. Again, we've said worst case, probably 105, 106. Talked about when it held here, it could start moving up to the fibs. Well, at this point, I personally believe interest rates being stable, going lower, market likes it. Again, feds are in the sweet spot. This is a sweet spot. Y'all know it. I mean, I hate to try to sound like I'm always right, but I'm not. But that's the thing. The feds are loving this. They can dial back. They can, and this is what I'm not scared, but this is what I'm anticipating for a peak. The feds to say the magic words, less rate hikes in the future potentially. And why would they say that? Well, based on what? Think about it. If inflation's coming down, they're going to be able to say that. They're going to be able to say, oh, well, we've got things looking better for us, yada, 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 barf, barf, barf. I'm just telling y'all, just be aware. Just be aware. That trend line is way too steep, but I'm just kind of playing with it as we're talking. Does this make sense? Because if inflation's coming down, the Fed's like, well, maybe we don't have to raise rates so fast. I still think we're going into choppy, sloppy next year. Tax loss selling. A lot of it happened maybe in September, October, November. Will they be buying back? Time will tell. The VIX. Everybody wants to short the market like the VIX doesn't bottom in one move. It's a chop bottom. I mean, I could go back many times over. Okay, nice little bounce. Not surprised. Coming back downtown at some point, more than likely. Retesting. When? I don't know. Don't hold me to it. Just hold me accountable for talking about retest. I mean, I guess I could show you all the chop bottoms. Chop bottom, chop bottom, chop bottom, choppy bottom, choppy hop, rehop, choppy hoppy, 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 whatever. Fills the gap. Nobody told you about that. I said nobody. Go watch the October videos. Said if we do not confirm higher, guess what? Oops, coming back down. Well, now we filled it. Talking about chopping. SPY. This is pretty funny. Not surprised it pulled back today. Yeah, some people still argue it's professional gap. I'm just going to argue it's just gap-alicious in an downtrend. I say this all the time. The bigger the gap, the more the power. I don't call this a big gap. So we'll see. I mean, could it end up being? Maybe. I'd say it's 50-50. But here's the funny thing. Talked about drawing the fib retracements. Said watch the 0.618 off of the last week's lows. Where did we hold? The 0.68, the 200 period, 3 pennies within it. You're welcome. Posted that. Was potentially the max downside either. We're going to see it this afternoon, which posted this earlier again, or tomorrow AM. Hit it, maybe retest. Again, don't chase. Qs, get off the hourly. Sorry. Lagging, not surprised. No interest. Qs, some of the names do have interest. We'll talk about. IWM, talked about it could be lagging. Showed the example of it chopping for 18 months previously. Is it going to chop for that long? I think not. But it could be choppy and then blow off. I know it's at the 200-day. Yep. Oh, went below the 20-day. But when have we seen that? When have we seen that? We'll see. I mean, again, confirmation. Need more information. One day does not make a trend. Gold. Watch what happens in 161s. Mid-December is is a good time to buy gold. Sometimes in mid-December, usually you have your OPEX and you have the Fed meetings. I'd be watching for it. Now, if it goes higher, I wouldn't be surprised. I still have a little left. I'm anticipating 0.786. How we get there, I don't know. Silver. Maybe it's the China reopening. That's probably going to happen. People are like, what are you talking about? All right, watch the earlier live chat. Likely going to happen. 20-day, holding. Looks all right. I mean, basing makes a higher low. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, man, those hospitality stocks in China went nuts today because the market's showing that they're going to not reopen. Wrong. Nice little bear trap being set for the market potentially near term. GDX, yeah, I mean, I still think it's just going to hold up, chop around. Yeah, whatever. If you're trading it, go ahead. GDXJ, if you shorted that, today was a good candle for you. Gap and close at the low. Again, watch the 33 area, how it handles. AG down a whopping 74 cents. Channel low. We'll see what happens. Rolling through these quick. AEM. Yeah, never really advised buying them, but I could see why people would short them, but also can see why waiting for dips to buy as well. I mean, it's just no man's land. Channel high, failed 200-day, so doesn't look great. Newmont. Always say stay away from this name. Yep, lower highs. Got to hold this conjecture of confluence of moving averages. PAAS. Hey, it's got volume. I hate the deal they're doing with Humana, but my mind is not the one that makes the decisions at this point in the market, obviously. We'll see what happens. Just come back. AMD down. Some news about some of the semis weakening. Yeah, they've been beaten. It doesn't look that bearish to me. Holding high and tight. Look at the volume today. Don't get excited. NVIDIA. Same thing. Light volume. Up on heavier, down on light. I mean, today's action was just gnarly. Nothing. SMH. I know some people took the short at the highs. I'm still waiting for some retest. I could see this choppy, toppy, sloppy action. I don't know why we wouldn't retest up there at some point. Especially going in the first and last 3 business days of the month. Maybe even later than that. Adobe. Talked about 20-day. Now it's chopping. Snooze. I mean, there's not really much to say here. These names are just consolidating. People are like, oh, you should go in deeper. And I'm like, most of y'all realize this. Maybe most of y'all don't. Some days there's just things not to do. Every day is not the best day to trade. But Mondays, I hate Mondays. Not because of the case of the Mondays, but usually turnaround Tuesday is what the days you're waiting for. Keep that in mind. Or you're waiting for 2 Monday dumps. And you got your dump today. Apple. Down on the news, whatever. Cutting out Twitter. Twitter people will cut out Apple. I don't know. At this point, I mean, I thought it'd be down more. China. Oh, yeah. China stuff. China. $6-7 billion of potential revenue loss because of the factory being shut down. Yeah, you would think it'd be down more. I don't know. We'll see. Amazon. Black Friday. Amazon. Cyber Monday. Yeah, can't get over the 20-day. Barf. From Spaceballs. CRM. Holding up. Channel high, channel low. I mean, this stock has done this before. Chops before the big drop. Yeah. Google. Google high. Yeah. Holding the 50-day. Got to get below the 20-day. Don't really have an opinion. Meta. Holding this trend line, 20-day. Just they look soft, dead money. Thought 270, 260s would be like nice if it came down into this area. Holding up because of the dollar. Remember, these guys hate dollar going higher. Today was down on the dollar up. NDAQ got stopped out and then does what? Gets out of the red box, blue box. Was it a channel high fail? Ooh, looking more and more like it. Volume not huge today, but I'd be watching it. MicroStrategy. If you like Bitcoin, you really hate MicroStrategy, or maybe you love it. I don't know, just sideways. If it can get over this price area, though, with volume and Bitcoin spikes, I see a play. Netflix, eyeing this, adding very small today. Waiting for the trend line. Getting close. 20-day. I mean, again, any touch of the 20-day has been a decent buy. It always bounces, but then look what happened today. Here comes the trend. See what happens. That, to me, is the most obvious easy buy. Roblox. I think this is a buyout target, but not acting good. I mean, you got volume screaming at the lows, but waiting probably for Microsoft to spend money. Tesla. Talked about you buying the dip here. Congratulations. Decent volume today. Talked about the 177 to 180 range. It got to 179. Not bad. Holding up. You could, if this is a professional gap and it's a start, now it's a small one, so it doesn't have to necessarily be huge, but I mean, maybe 20, 50, not 20, 50 points, like 20 points. That's not a bad trade, risk reward. All right, commodities, letter X. Big doji at the highs. Tough. Talked about the 0.618 acting as resistance. Got to get over it. Need more information. That's how I look at today's action. Doesn't really say end of the world. Nucor. Talked about it hitting the 150 plus VAP or resistance zone. Hits it. Backs off. Now holding the old support zone. Doesn't look terrible. VALE, slightly up today. Not surprised. Chopping around. I don't like these stocks until they pull back. They don't really have a lot of gusto for me. Arrow. Channel high, channel low, wide. It loves to get out of the channel at each end. Said, well, now what? 50 days the key. Not really that excited about it. CCJ, someone sold puts on this like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. I said, yeah, not surprised. Wait for it to come back down. I mean, selling puts when the VIX was in the 20s and this was up, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to be mean, but you guys know. CF, keep a red eye on this. Watching. Keep a red eye. I got the hourly. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where are you, hourly? There you go. Watch this area. If it holds, nice buys at the close. That might be popping. It's the bottom of this blue box. Whatever, I don't care. So keep an eye on it. Mosaic pulling back to the 50 area. Just seems very, very strongly holding. Higher lows. Chopping. I mean, you got this pennant. Like, you can connect that. All right, I'll do it. You're just like, you're moving so fast. You're making good time. Just do it, Dan. Just do it. There you go. Consolidating. Again, if the Ukraine stuff blows out the deals, NTR. This hasn't been the stronger one. Lower high today. Needs to fill this gap. I would still watch the 79 area. Trade around your positions. Days you're happy, you should be selling. Days you're crying, you should be buying. We talked about that over and over. Ron. Dip today. Started looking at this some more. Said watch 45s again. Look at that. Held it. I'm just curious to see the 10-minute or the... Yeah, let's look at the 10-minute. Let's go. Where are you, 10? Where are you, 10-minute? Did I delete my 10-minute? No. There it is. Oh, yeah. Look at the volume. Saw it coming in the close. Bayo. Nice work. Looks all right. I mean, again, commodities. Trust them. Other names, not so much. Tech. XBI. Everyone's saying, oh, this looks like crap. I'm like, oh, it's just chopping around. It's just chop. I don't know what to tell you. You want to play it? Chop around. Move on. I got a lot of questions today. XLF, it's done. I'm like, maybe. Probably not, though. Pulling back to 8 and 10 day. Just the rubber band man's getting tired. That last high, probably going to happen. When? Probably when the feds announced that they might be a little less likely to hike. I don't know. Banks love these higher interest rates. They're killing it in their mortgages. Looked at how much interest I'm paying every month. Ooh, my new mortgage. 7%. Not good. I still think Morgan Stanley's probably going to hold high and tight and get into this 90 zone. JP Morgan, great quarter going on. We all know that. We've talked about why. If you don't know, man, they told everyone to sell down here. That's when they were buying. They had buddy passes on stocks that they're selling as they peak and trip out. I mean, they've been just absolutely destroying it. Up 40% on their own stock since the lows, probably. Yeah, almost. Great trading. They're doing well. Solar, a lot of people were like, oh, this is the top. This is the end. I don't think so. Just chopping around back in the zone. Not a lot of volume. Some people are like, maybe distributive. I can see it on the intraday stuff, but I'm not surprised. Some people sold this name. I mean, obviously it gets added to the S&P 500, but it's a Doge, or sorry, no, kind of a long wick, just hammer. Not hammer. No, it's not a hammer. Indecisiveness, but not on a grand scale. Holding. Still think it. I've said this about other trends and other chances, like with like channels. Like if you're gonna hold and hit the highs, you know how do you convince every bull this thing is going on a moonshot and every bear to give the F up? It's to break out of the channel. I've showed you guys this in the Tesla move and some other stuff. That might be the best. Okay, we'll see, because this stuff's probably gonna hold up if oil and gas hold up. Just keep that in mind. Sedgerton holding up. Big gaps, chopping. I mean, this thing used to be down on every up day. Now it's holding up. First Solar gets a downgrade today from, I think, JP Morgan. Decent volume today. I see that. It still needs to like break below this 164 area. Remember, that was support on the monthly. Keep that in mind. Not surprised, a little bit of profit taking. Maybe. Yeah, no doubt. HYG, I always like to throw in the corporate debt This is one thing that I thought today was a little bearish. But, I mean, it's just like back to where it was last week. Keep that in mind. Like, it's hard to get like super duper excited about anything in particular. Like super bearish, super bullish, right? Keep that in mind. Just be thoughtful. Be thoughtful. Oh, hold on. I was just looking at this. UTHR. I haven't looked at this one in a while. Ayo. Oh, wow. Look at that. Head and shoulders invalidated. Man, I should have been paying it. Oh, look at that. Talk about head and shoulders getting invalidated. Look at that. Nice work. I don't own it. Just eyeing it. USO. Said watch us open at the lows and close at the highs near 65. Oh, look at that. Well, what else did we say today? Beware of the 67s. Resistance for now. We'll see what happens. At this point, I mean, it looks... This is what you want to see. I know people are like, what are you talking about? What do you want to see? Range lows. Another retest. Look at the volume. Again, big dog hunting. Goodwill hunting. How you like them apples, huh? That is volume. Somebody's accumulating. Nat gas down like $1 and change at one point today. Zing. Closes back at the high of the day. Stuff doesn't look bearish to me. We'll see what happens. XOP. Chopping at the top. Yeah. Chopping at the top to go lower or blow off. Remember you had this like lower lows, lower highs chop zone, and then it went nuts. Here you go. Repeating pattern 2.0. Question mark? Question mark? I don't know. I mean, remember, 55% of these floats in these names is short. That's nuts. Oxy. Let's just run through all these. Nope. Doji holding higher lows. Chain range lows. Doesn't look terrible. ExxonMobil closes nearer the low of the days. Yeah, man, still under the 20-day. I get it. 20-day hasn't been as important. Trying to find like the major moving. I mean, this thing's just been holding. I mean, it just looks high and tight. Might have a little professional gap, but then you had a professional gap, you know, a novice gap. I mean, it's gappy. Gappy. I mean, when was this? Okay, no, I'm trying to use the first and last business days of the month. 3. Nope. Looks. It's, you know, you really can only get bearish breaks below 108. I mean, it's people like, what? That's a long break. I'm like, yeah, I could hold up. PXD talked about the 240s, mid 240s today. Look where you closed. Look where you closed. Let's check the 10-minute close. 10-minute close. Yeah, a little bit of buying volume. Somebody's in here acting. It's kind of interesting when you see these big greenies. Somebody knows something. We'll see what happens. All right. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, please stop by Twitter, DM me, hit me up on social media. Love to help you. Again, think about real estate. Telling you, if the rates go lower and you find the sweet spot and everyone's scared and no one wants to move in the spring because they're waiting to move until after school gets out, you might have the opportunity to buy a investment property at a deal. If I can get my place rented, I am buying another one. I will tell you how exactly I do it and what do we do. Not rocket science. Again, if you have any questions and you're in the Discord room, please don't hesitate. Do the studying. The student's ready. The teacher appears. That's how it always is. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate all the generous donations, support. Happy holiday wishes. Man, really make a guy kind of watery-eyed. I don't cry a lot, but I definitely like get a little emotional. Because, again, I try to keep my emotions out of trading. It's hard to keep it out of everything. Wife is like, you need to be a little more sensitive. LOL. Change. Cheers. Not change. Peace out. Talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.